Hello again, welcome back to Asgard, and welcome back to Enigmatica to Expert. So, since last episode, I have been working on another section. I was going to work down the gardens. I did decide that I was playing around with some lighting stuff, and I decided that down here, I actually am just going to wait. Actually, I can remove this. I'm actually just going to wait to do the lighting until we get to our Botania flowers. Basically just get a mana pool so I can make the floating Botania flowers. Because I think that would fit down here a bit better. So for right now, the lighting is going to stay torches all over the place. But before too long, we'll be able to start Botania. Because it's actually not all that much gated. Because the main thing that you need to start it is the Petal Apothecary. Which is actually pretty well standard, but it is crafted in the Luminous crafting table instead of just a normal crafting table. And that is not that bad. I mean, I could craft that right this second. You know, it's there you go. And then we could just go set it up at a temple. So we will probably start up Botania soon enough, just enough to get the flowers up and going. And then upstairs, I have been working on what's going to be, because of course we're moving into that transitional period. Like after this episode, possibly even at the end of this episode, we're going to be starting new mods. And down here, I mean, this is pretty much an IC2 workshop. By the way, I did upgrade these because this one got filled. This one was approaching being filled, so I did upgrade these to the hardened portable tanks now that, you know, it needed to be done. I did upgrade those, and I've got this feeding over. It still prioritizes sending UU to these, but then the excess gets sent over here. So it's not anything I did, it just does. It just prioritizes that there. So anyways, like plutonium and stuff has just been building up because we're going to be using that before too long. But I did start working upstairs a little bit. So if we head up here, this area here, this is all glassed in right now. We are going to have an entrance into this, but from this side, I mean, it's primarily going to be glassed in. I also worked on stairs going up and stairs going up, and digging out a huge area here. We'll come around through that side here in just a second. But basically, we need the area started that we're going to be using for a lot of our RF-based mods. And at least the baseline spaces for RF. So I've started working on this, and you can see there's actually a glass wall here on the left. And if we come out, this is going to be... Whoops. This is going to be the overlook on this level. For the lagoon there. And right here, there's actually a little pathway that steps back, and this is going to be kind of like a little workshop room in here for us. And right back through here, this is actually going to be a trophy room that then leads into our like private quarters, like bedroom and stuff like that. So I did start implementing that area. Then this just kind of wraps around the side. Down through here, the roof is going to get some detail work to kind of offset just the oak and the great wood. Of course. And then through here, I've actually brought up some frame trim. It's not going to have anything on it. And controller slaves. These actually connect to our two drawer networks directly beneath us. So our two primary drawer networks. Controller slaves that plug into those. Because this room, if you hadn't guessed, is going to be AE2. Because we are going to start that like AE2 in this room. This room here is going to be kind of a workshop. I still haven't built where a lot of our immersive engineering machines are going to go. I'm going to be working on that. And then through here, this is going to be some nuclear craft and power generation type area. And then if you come around over to here and you cross what's going to be a platform. Right now it's still floating dirt. And you head up through here. This actually wraps around and connects up over here. And this is where we just came from with the steps. So, you know, there's double stairs that lead up. And, of course, that leads up to the Ice Dragon Roost. So, starting to kind of spread out with the base and everything. Kind of work our way outwards to some degree. It's all one big process, so... anyways, today what we're going to be doing is the last bastion of stuff before we move into the new mods. Of course, we finished the IC2 side of things. We basically finished up with what we were doing, but I said I wanted a tree farm, right? and I did prep up some things that we're going to be using, and it shouldn't take all that long for us to set this up. I did go ahead and run some wires, and if we come all the way back, it's so nice having these quantum legs because this is actually a really long run. Right here is a cable line that comes up and it goes out. I've got to close up the top because you can see the cables when you come into the base, but it goes over and it connects into our drawer network, the one that has the wood, and I also slotted sticks in there as well. And basically this is where our tree farm is going to be. Alright, so what we're going to do, we're going to go ahead and just, this is, I believe it's 15 long, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Block goes down there. Okay, it's actually 14. It's a little bit lopsided. That's okay. It's not a concern. What we're going to do is we'll just have it, we'll have the farm setting right here. Steel. And what we're going to use is the Forester from Cyclic. Another Cyclic machine. It's pretty straightforward to craft. Basic machine casing. I mean, once you do a little bit of IC2, all of Cyclic is open to you, pretty much. And so we're just going to drop that down right there. And if I recall, the Harvester uses advanced, yeah. This one uses advanced machine casings, which technically now they're cheaper because you can scan and replicate. This one and this right here both require just basic machine casings. So, anyways, Forester goes down right there. And then we are going to set up an item collector setting right here. And we are going to set this to, we're going to change the size to be a 15 by 15. And that way it covers this entire grass area. Now I'm hoping that the trees don't conflict and have like, I'm hoping that it doesn't break the Scrapewood leaves. If it does, then what I'll probably do is just paint maybe Ender Isle facades, or I can do something like that so that it can't break them. Because the Harvester or the Forester will only break leaves and wood blocks. So if that becomes an issue, which it very well might, I'm going into this kind of expecting that it just might. Actually, I've got a mining height. Let's actually do that. Totally forgot about that. So let's actually set the mining height to like 6, and we're just going to see how this does. Might the leaves might be an issue, I don't know. We're just going to play it by ear and we're going to see what happens. Okay, and we're going to set this to always on. And the item collector, we're going to set this also. And let me turn off the preview. And then the item collector over here, we're going to set this up to a 15 by 15 as well. And if we turn on the preview, it's going to collect everything in this area. So that way it covers the entire size of this tree farm. And we'll go ahead and turn that off, and we're going to say always on. Now this does not require any power, so we can just set it up and leave it be. Now right down here, let me actually pull this cable up for just a moment here. Okay, this is actually right underneath that. Not a problem. But I am going to have to route some items back around. So what we're going to do, this floor right here, this floor down here is actually kind of tricky. What we're going to do is we're going to pull the items out. I'll tell you what I can do. I can have a pillar that kind of comes out across here. So we're going to say you can insert, and it's going to be on the black channel. That's because it's connected up to our main drawer networks. And we have items that get pumped up into the drawer networks that are already on the black channel, right? On that same side. And so we're going to have that insert there. And we're actually going to set the priority here to, we'll set it to like 30. And the reason being, the Forester can accept saplings. You can see right here, it has space for saplings. And we want any saplings to prioritize going into the Forester instead of going into the drawer network. Alright, so let's see. I've got to go make some more item conduits real quick. I'll tell you what, let's actually drop the size of this to, instead of being a 15 by 15 and filling up the entire area, what if we did instead like a 9 by 9? I think that would be better, because it's not going to be able to grow trees right up next to this, and if it grows like a tree right here or something, and it somehow, you know, ends up being one of the larger ones, the leaves are going to overhang. I don't really want that, so we're going to say a 7 by 7 is the area that's going to cover. Now that does mean we're probably going to have some leaves hanging out. Not a big deal. Easy way to fix that is to set up another forester here that doesn't plant, but instead just harvests, like leaves and stuff like that. It would work all right, like in a 15 by 15. And I might do that. We'll see. You know, it's one of those things I want to see it running because I'm building underground, but it's not the most efficient design. But you know what? Looks over efficiency, and this isn't going to be the end-all be-all method for getting wood that we use forever either. So this right here, let's go ahead and bring this down, and that plugs into there. We're going to go ahead and say that you can, let's see, let's make sure there's nothing in there. Well, I'm going to wait to set it to extract for just a minute, but we're going to go ahead and set that to black, the black line. And then I'll tell you what, I could just bring the cables around like this, since I'm going to run it back in behind this wall here. Let's see, I don't actually want it right there. I want it to go, let's see, grab these back out. I want it back up a little bit more, because I do have some plans for this area. So, and let's go ahead, let's see, that's already set to insert on the black line, priority of 30. Grab this stuff. So it's basically what's going to happen is whenever the item collector picks up the stuff, it's going to pull it out. If it's a sapling, that's the only thing that can go into this by default. So if it's a sapling, it'll go into the forester. If it is wood or apples, or wood or apples, it's going to go up into the storage drawers. And what we're going to do is we're going to set up an additional little setup here. We're going to set up some block cutting machines, and we're going to put these just right back in here. Will be fine. Okay, yeah, by default, they only use 4 EU per tick. So we're going to set block cutting machines right there. In the middle, we're going to put a radioisotope thermoelectric generator. We'll go ahead and cancel out that connection. And we're going to say that you can insert and extract on the black channel. And then over here, we're going to say black channel, insert and extract. And then both of these are going to get a filter. And I've got to go grab the items that are going to go into the filters real quick. And I also need to make a few RTGs as well. So, because I'm going to go ahead and put 3 RTGs, and we'll probably put like 1 overclocker or something in there. I'm not so concerned about speed with those, because it's just going to be running passively in the background. And we don't really have to worry about, we don't have to worry about the speed necessarily. So let's go ahead and get ourselves a bit of plutonium. And a little bit more. Okay, so there's 9 pieces of plutonium. I'm also going to want oak wood. And let me go ahead and get planks as well. And one of these planks I'm going to go ahead and put into this slot. So we're going to have sticks and oak wood planks right there. And then in addition, we are going to want... Well, we're going to have to make the RTG. And I think that's... Oh yeah, the saw blades. We're going to have to do those as well. So the block cutting blades, we're going to go ahead and make them out of diamond, which does require that we have some steel. That's fine. We're going to need 2 of these. And 2 steel. Okay, so there's 2 block cutting diamond blades. And then let's go ahead. I've went ahead and prepped up some dense iron plates, because I use these for making the RTGs. And then, of course, we're going to have to feed power into the forester. That's fine. Let's go ahead and drop those in there. That's going to start generating some power, and it's going to start going into the block cutting machines. Let's go ahead and add in our blades for those. And then right up here, we're going to say that this one filters and it accepts oak wood. And we're going to say the priority here is going to be, I don't know, 20. I can't remember what the drawer network is set at. And then this one over here accepts planks. And it's going to also be a 20 on the priority. Okay. And then what we're going to do is, let's see. And basically what's going to happen is this one's going to create planks. It's going to start running. This one is going to cut those planks down into sticks. Right? It should. Oh yeah, it takes two. It takes 2 planks. Yeah, I'm definitely going to put like an overclocker or 2 into this. For sure. So it's going to make... Bam! There we go. Go. 6 planks. And those are going to get pulled out. We're going to go ahead and set this to always active on extraction. Always active on extraction. It sends the planks over to here and it's going to make sticks. And then the sticks will get pulled out and sent into the drawer network. So, like right now, let's see. If we take a look at our sticks, we have 2. Okay, and we'll check that again here in just a second, and we should have, you know, whatever. It makes like 6 sticks per 2 planks that way. And then we are going to need... Well, we're going to need a power source. We're going to use just RTG. Probably just like the... I don't know if we use uranium. I don't see any, but I do see plutonium. So we'll just make one out of plutonium. That's fine. That's 250. And then we're going to need 4 advanced plating and 4 graphite, which we should have graphite. I would use spectra coils, but I'm all out of spectra coils. So, and it was advanced plating. Wow, we have 36 of those. Okay, so plutonium RTG. Great. And we got the Demon Core advancement. Oh, and we also need saplings. Almost forgot. We are going to need some saplings. And actually, let's go ahead and get ourselves a couple overclocker upgrades as well. For the block cutting machines. And then let's get some saplings. So, I'm going to want oak saplings. And I'm going to go ahead and just empty that out. I'll take all the saplings. Okay, so let's go ahead and load up the forester here with saplings. And down here, let's go ahead and drop these overclockers in. I will maybe end up doing more overclockers, but the speed actually doesn't matter all that much, in truth, to be perfectly honest. And then our RTG, I think everything's in place now. This is going to collect the items, going to send them up into the storage drawers. This is going to plant. I think we should be good. So what we're going to do, we're going to go ahead and just put the RTG there on top. And if we take a look here, if you hit preview, you can see where it's placing. Now, once again, it can support larger farms, but it's not really any reason to. Because it's still going to run at the same speed, and on a server especially, this is going to be more than enough. I do believe. Okay, let me pop over. Let me go get some bone meal. Or fertilizer should work too. Let me just grab some fertilizer. Because we've got 30 stacks of this stuff. And what we'll do... Okay, well, the stuff's already growing. Okay, this actually won't work. I'll tell you what. Let's just give this a second. If we turn our preview on, we can see like where it's at, scanning through stuff. I mean, it's not the fastest thing, but it does eat through stuff instantly. Like whenever it hits this tree, you'll see... I'm going to hold shift so my magnet doesn't start collecting things. But it's going to break through the tree. Now, it doesn't auto-collect the items. That's why we have the collector. You can hear it's just snipping through the stuff. And there we go. And you can see that it's not hitting these leaves here. Which actually this thing collects instantly, so I guess I don't have to hold that. But you can see right here it's got some wood, it's got some saplings. Alright, so what we're going to do is let's pop down here. And all we have to do is just turn on the extraction. So right now the forester has 4 stacks and 23 saplings. And let's make sure it is getting all that stuff. So if we tell this to extract, always active, we take a look, it now has 26 saplings. And we go back here and we take a look, and this should be running. It is. Block cutting machine is cutting through the wood It's going to make the planks. And until the sticks get filled and this machine gets backed up, it's going to send those planks to the block cutting machine. So that's about to finish up. I mean, it's not super fast, but does it have to be super fast? Not really. Not right now. Because, I mean, this is just a tree farm that's going to run passively on the server so that we always have plenty of wood. There we go. There goes the planks. So basically we just automated, of course apples can come from this, but namely oak wood, oak planks, and sticks. And then I can toss in some more overclockers. I just have to kind of, let me grab the EU reader real quick. I want to see what this is pulling at the moment. And then we can get an idea of how many overclockers. 6 EU per tick. So yeah, see we still have, well, we can use about 16 unless we wanted to upgrade the number of radioisotopes that we've got. So I'm thinking maybe 2 more overclockers. 3 overclockers really isn't a bad speed for something automatic on a server, I don't think. But you can see it's not breaking the RTG or the forester or anything. It's just breaking the leaves and stuff. And I guess I could turn this off. And that's running. And so far, it's not getting any of those greatwood leaves up there. The trees aren't growing high enough that it matters. This one, I think it's going to get... Yeah, it gets all the leaf blocks. So hopefully, I mean, I'm still going to have these on the outside. Like I said, I can build another forester, set that up on top, and tell it that it mines, you know, everything past... I don't know if it would be alright sitting on top of that. I don't know, we'll see. But I can set up another forester that does like a 15 by 15, 6 or 7 build height, and just clears out the extra oak leaves. So that this whole area stays cleared out. But we'll see. We shall see. And probably by next episode we're going to have a lot of sticks, a lot of planks, a lot of wood. Built up, honestly. And that's pretty much the tree farm. Pretty straightforward, pretty simple. I mean, I could have built it a long time ago, but, you know, priorities and all that stuff. So, okay, I ended up putting 3 overclockers in there. That's the sweet spot, because it's 16 EU per tick on both block cutting machines. So it's perfect. It uses up our 32 EU per tick on the RTGs. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do, now that we finished that, I mean, we're pretty much done with phase 1. And now we're going to move into phase 2, which is, you know, the new mod. So we're going to actually start with Immersive Engineering. This is going to be our starting point. And the gate here, we still haven't unlocked this gate. And so we're going to go ahead and do that. And we need to make some coke bricks. And I'm going to go ahead and make a few of these, of course. And we're actually going to implement this into our tree farm. So we need sandstone, we need 4 bricks, and we need porcelain clay, which is just clay with some bone meal. So let me get that stuff together. Okay, there's some porcelain clay. And that's actually probably not going to be enough. Okay, I have more bone meal. That's just, I don't know what I was thinking. And we'll go ahead and do that. Okay, let me grab a bit of sand. Go ahead and make up some sandstone. Let me get a couple more of those. And then we're also going to need some bricks. And so we'll just toss a stack of clay into the induction furnace, get that running. And then, I know the first quest they're going to have us do is the hammer. I can't remember if yeah, we've got one of those. Okay, so I don't actually have to make that. That came from exploration. Okay, so let's go ahead and make our first batch of coke bricks. So there's 12, and we should get a quest update. There we go, quest complete. We get a portable tank, a fluid pump, or iron plates. I'm going to take the portable tank, actually. Oh, you get all of them. Never mind. Okay, I don't have space for all of them. Dump some of that stuff out. There we go. We'll go ahead and take that. And we got the under pressure advancement. Let's go ahead and toss that in there, that in there. I don't need those right this second. I do want the portable tank, though. And then next up, we have, if we take a look in the Immersive Engineering quest line, welcome to Immersive Engineering. Okay, they just want us to say, cool. This chapter leads to mechanism. Let's go ahead and take that. And actually, I think we can already start mechanism, if I recall. The, let's see, the metallurgic infuser, of course, is pretty much the starting point of mechanism. And this requires steel casing, external heater. Yeah, we can pull all that off. Osmium we've got. Steel casings. Reinforced blast bricks. I mean, I guess technically, I mean, we can pull this off. So we don't even have to do immersive engineering because our steel is coming from IC2 and it is going to continue coming from IC2. I don't have any intentions of switching over. Alright, so let's go ahead and get some more coke bricks. I'm going to want quite a few of these. So there's 39, that's not enough. We're going to need more porcelain clay. Okay, but we can make the first one. So there we go, quest complete, coke oven. And we'll go ahead and snag that, our first loot chest. We're actually probably going to end up moving pretty quickly through Immersive Engineering because a lot of the stuff that comes from it, we aren't going to be doing like the power systems and stuff with Immersive Engineering. We're basically going to be getting the machines. I feel like, of course, SevTech just ended before we started this series, and we did so much Immersive Engineering in SevTech, I think we're good on Immersive Engineering for the time being. Let's take a look here. We got 2 ignition plugs for thermal expansion. Those aren't terrible, I guess, if I decide to go with that with power, because that's a dynamo specialization using refined fuel. But let's see. Okay, this is actually backed up on planks, so it's going to start probably sending some. It's probably sending some planks upstairs at the moment. So, okay, let's go ahead and set up the coke oven. Not really sure if I want it visible. I actually might put it back here. That would be, well, I kind of want 2 of them, though. In truth. And then, of course, we're going to end up upgrading these to the advanced ones later on. So I'll tell you what, for right now, we're just going to put this back here, and then whenever we upgrade to the advanced, and whenever I figure out exactly the layout that I want to use here, because this hallway is going to long-term be a classroom. But for now, we'll go ahead and just set this up right here. That'll be okay. And then we're going to take our hammer and right-click. There we go. There's our coke oven. And what I want to do is I want to connect up our item conduits. And we are going to say that you can insert on black. And you're going to have a priority of like 40. Okay. I wanted to prioritize filling this up because it does take a little while to run. And then this will back up on wood. Yeah, there we go. There's some oak wood. And it's going to start running. It does take a little while. But what it does is it produces charcoal when it's ran through the coke oven. And it produces 250 millibuckets of creosote. So I'm thinking right now I'm probably just going to leave it as 1 coke oven. And then probably by next episode there'll probably be 2 here. And I may figure out exactly how I want to lay it out. And they may get moved so that they're visible. Maybe 1 over here and 1 over there. I don't know. And then cloches past that. I mean, technically this is part of Immersive Engineering, but it's not going to go up in our Immersive Engineering area because it's mainly going to be for machines. But this will give us charcoal and the creosote that we need to make the treated wood. And I mean, it's half the creosote that you get for making coal. Now we will still probably make coal coke because I imagine it has uses. Beyond just making creosote and steel. I mean, I know HOP graphite's going to need it. So we will still end up making that, but chances are it'll probably be this method right here. Pyrolytic conversion with Immersive Engineering redstone furnace is kind of what I'm thinking. And then leave the coke ovens for just making passive charcoal. So that we've got that available. So. Something different, a different way to approach Immersive Engineering, because of course we're not getting our steel this way. We can go other routes for stuff. And then let's go ahead and get ourselves some fluid conduits. This is where I want the tank, because I want to start building up on creosote, and of course, you know, we're going to be using that for making treated wood. And it's actually pretty important within this pack to, see I have leaves all over the place. I have them all over the place right now. Oh, that's already up to 45. This one has 17 in it. I mean, it's definitely putting out some materials. So, and then right here, we're going to say that you can also extract on the black channel, always active. And it's going to pull the charcoal out. There we go. It goes upstairs, and that's done. Okay, now for the fluid, let's go ahead, just right now, this is probably eventually going to go into an ender tank. For right now, for just our day 1 setup, we'll just do that. extract is always active, and there we go. Basically a 32 bucket buffer for our coke oven to run, passively on the server. So that way this doesn't fill up, 12 buckets and then stop running. So I do like having those portable tanks. They're so nice. And that basically adds another level to our wood farm. So now our wood farm is producing wood, planks, sticks, apples, saplings, creosote oil, and charcoal. 7 things coming from the tree farm that is just passive. It's passive power, it's passive resources, and all of that good stuff. So, and then I'll, like I said, I'll add another coke oven. I do want to let the wood farm run for a little bit before I add in that second coke oven, and I also want to figure out exactly where I want to move that to. I'm thinking actually probably right in here, maybe. So if we had because I do want most of this area being cloches. So I'm thinking if we did it just right in here, and then the other one would be setting, right over here. Then that would be good. And then I'll probably do another pillar here, and then cloches. So we have cloches for some of our farming, which we'll be moving into that stuff here pretty soon. So, anyways, I know it's about wrapping up point. We may eventually automate some wood products too coming out of there. We'll see. I will probably end up automating like treated wood and some things like that, so we can have treated wood building up as well, all from the tree farm. But for now, I think that's a good start, because it means I'm going to have wood and stuff. I don't have to worry about farming that for like general purpose use. So next episode, whenever we come back, we are probably going to continue on with, actually this quest is done. So we can take our free loot chest. We've got treated wood, and it's easy to craft. It's just creosote and planks. It's not like in Exoria where it's like altered. It's standard recipe here. So, and then if we take a look here, we got another color block crafter. Okay. And don't forget, whenever you, actually one thing I should show you guys, in case you don't know that this is actually a feature, because it's super awesome. I love it. A little bit of those planks here. Okay, let me grab the portable tank. And if you take the portable tank, you can use this like a bucket for crafting. So there's treated wood. Pow. So don't forget that is a feature of the portable tank, is that it works like that. It's amazing. So you can like mass craft, a lot of things. So just a heads up on that. But that seems to be working with the leaf decay. I mean, it's still packed full of leaves, but it's not too bad. So, but yeah, next episode we will just continue on with probably some immersive engineering next episode, kind of setting ourselves up for that. Honestly, I don't foresee immersive engineering taking us long to move through. It's going to be pretty quick going through that. But I do want to move through a little bit of immersive engineering, because we're going to be starting a project up here soon that requires a little bit of immersive engineering to have been done, basically. Look at that. I already have almost 9 stacks of sticks. 4.5 stacks of oakwood planks. We have 3.5 stacks of wood. I don't think any wood has actually come into here, though. And then charcoal, which charcoal is going to get a void upgrade. Charcoal, there's 35 in there. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the episode. If you did, as always, be sure and hit that like button and go ahead and subscribe if you're not already to stay updated with when new videos come out. And I hope to see you guys next time. So until then, as always, do take care, stay safe. I'll see you guys then.